So true. Now looking back, boy. Boy, I would have done things so different.
Yeah.
I would have been stacking my money.
You know, sometimes it's good to have hindsight, innit? Just think
Yeah.
about certain things and think what you would have done different, like, you know,
Yeah.
looking back. What do you think, like, Tash?
Are we going now?
Huh?
Is it still rolling?
Yeah, we just put it back on there.
Oh,
We're
okay.
good, yeah? Like, what do you think is wrong with the world at the moment?
I think that this generation, they want an applaud for doing the most basic things. Like, they'll post, oh, I finished my exams. Like, okay, good for you, but that's what you're supposed to do. I feel like this generation just want a round of applause for like the most minor things or the things that you should be doing. Like, that's like bigging up a dad for looking after their kid. That's what you're meant to do. You know, I think that the world is also become very superficial. Social media has just created this world where people are lying and stunting and thinking that this is what life should look like. It's not real. Yeah. It's really not real. As much as everyone says, oh yeah, social media is not real, it's like really not real. So why are we still playing up to it? You know? But I get you only want to post the good stuff, but I think that a lot of people get caught up and forget and put on this facade, and you know, people are doing wild things these days to keep up with appearances.
Yeah.
You have no idea, like, you know, when it comes to cars and, you know, financing cars, can you afford it just to try and keep up with the Joneses? It's wild.
Renting
cars. They'll rent anything these days just to look good. Buy it, wear it one time, take a picture, refund it. Like, people go to extreme lengths to like look good for the internet, you know. And sometimes I just feel like, because I'm older, sometimes I feel like I just need more social media breaks because I can't take seeing the lies online. You know, at the moment, Monjaro, do you know what Ozempic is? Do you know what that is? It's like an injection that a lot of girls are using to lose weight.
No.
So, so these days, there's people losing weight, but now they just won't say it's Monjaro. So they'll be like, you know, they might be in the gym one time and they'll act like they've been in the gym for months, but it's really the Ozempic doing it, the injection. Oh my God. And so that's the newest trend right now going on, that people are really on Monjaro and just lying about it.
That's actually crazy.
It is crazy.
And like, is this just for men, like women or men as well? Women,
like, because obviously I'm a girl, I know that a lot of girls are on it at the moment, but there's a lot of social media pressure, so I get it.
Yeah.
I think that COVID messed us up, a lot of us, because obviously we couldn't move. We're put on this weight and we just want to go back to our original weight. So now we're trying to cut corners, and the pressure is maybe getting out of control to the point where people are going to start doing some crazy, unhealthy things, and it could get dangerous. Do you know what I mean? So,
do you think it hasn't? Like, I feel it's kind of probably reached a certain point already because you've already got the BBLs.
Yeah, that's true.
Surgeries that they're doing.
Yeah.
So this Manjaro thing with the weight.
Yeah. But the surgeries are going bad. Like, I'm seeing more and more videos on like Instagram about how people are dying. So now people are like, do you know what? It's just, I think BBLs are going out, you know?
Yeah.
But now it's about, and if it's not filler, now I think it's going to change and people are going to be more wanting to be skinny and thin than curvy, you know?
Yeah, they are taking out all that.
Yeah.
Going back to.
Yeah, people are taking out fillers. From when Molly May from Love Island started doing it, I think the young girls were like, oh, if Molly May's doing it, then I should take it out. And they're going back to more natural, but like now it's just changing. I think it's going to be more slim. We're going to try and our curves. And it's mad. In a way, I did like the filler phase because people wanted what black people have naturally.
Yeah.
You know, so that was actually like, well, not like complimentary, because we got bullied in school maybe for having those big lips and big bums, and now you want it. So now it's cool because now you want it. Okay, cool.
I see it. Like, with this topic, where do we go from, like, just simply, once again, like I said, like, I like to try to simplify certain things, With this topic, when, like, is this, like, a lot deeper than just people not loving themselves? Or are some of these people, like, basically they've got mental health issues, because obviously there's so many different ways we can look at it, yeah? Because when we speak about BBLs, all of these things, all of these girls and women doing things to themselves to enhance their looks and whatever, again, as an old man, I just sit down and I think to myself, like, regardless of what society is saying, because obviously some of us, we do, like, obviously, some of us, we do obviously, we look at other people and, sometimes we try to take certain things, like it's a human thing, innit? Yeah. But just simply like simplifying this, all of these girls doing all of these things, is it just deeper, is this like deeper than just simply saying these girls don't love themselves, these women or these girls, they really don't have self-love? Because what's really going on? Like, sometimes I think to myself, why are going with some of these girls? Because a lot of men usually say anyway, they love natural. And obviously you got certain men who likes the BBL and whatever. But what's really going on here with some of these girls and women?
It's too complex of a question, because I do think a certain amount of men do like that's like the whole wig thing. Like certain men do like natural, but then it's like when girls are natural and all the people who are getting attention are very fake looking, or they've had filler or BBLs or whatever, after a while you're gonna start to think, well, I don't look like that. Is my body normal? And then suddenly the norm becomes the majority, and that's the problem. But I think it's really complex, because some of it is mental health and some of it is, we live in a world where social media is just everything. So if that's all you're seeing all day long being fed to you, eventually you're going to be like, well, maybe I could try, or let me give it a go. And then it starts to get out of control.
Because again, like, like people, we always say, like, some people like to play, blame games. And I can give examples with politics, with so many different things, where it's like sometimes I just get to a point when I'm like, how come more people won't just sit down and take responsibility for like their bodies and whatever, and rather than keep on saying like, oh, I feel like this because of that, or I want to follow this, I want to follow that. If you go on and say, because sometimes I feel like just in general, certain people or even humans just complicate certain things for no reason. Like, because like, anyway, that's why I think, like, even with this thing of like sex sales as well, as a woman who obviously, most of the time you're behind the camera and you create and stuff like that, do you think this aspect of like with music videos and different industries, with women in particular, this thing of like sex sales, do you think it's getting worse, or you think slowly even that's kind of dying out in different ways? If you go trying to say,
I feel that's dying out.
Do you think
slowly?
I think that okay, as a filmmaker, I think that your aim is to get your stuff seen. So I think there's a difference between a female filmmaker and a male filmmaker. I think you can tell when it's made by a woman and you can tell when it's made by a man. Personally, my male friends who are filmmakers, I feel like they put a lot of sexy girls
well, big at them on them.
To try and, because they know what they want to see, or they think men will want to see this, so let me put it on the front, and then they will clickbait, boom, 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 boom. Whereas personally for me, I do think that sex sells to a degree. I just think it has to make sense to the story. I feel like men just throw it at you, and then there's like, where did that come from in the story? But like, I agree to a point. I'm not gonna just put it in your face for no reason.
I want to talk about your web series. Growing Pains.
Hey.
Let's talk about it, man.
Let's talk about Growing Pains.
Growing Pains.
Okay.
What's Growing Pains, and what's Growing Pains, and what's your web series? What's that all about?
My web series is called Growing Pains, and it's about young 5 young people growing up in East London. Everybody's under the age of 30, so all the things that we go through, kind of what we were saying earlier about, like, the transition of growing up, it basically shows that growing pains. So it's all about growing up, all the things that we go through, all the challenges that a young person would go through. You could identify with at least one of the characters. One of those characters is either your friend or you. All the topics that, basically, it's like an internet version of Hollyoaks. I don't know if you watch Hollyoaks, but they tackle a lot of social issues, and that I like about Hollyoaks, and that's what I tried to kind of mirror, but from an urban point of view.
Well said.
No, that's actually
And how many episodes have you done so
40.
far? Oh, what?
So it's 10
Wow.
per season. So we've got 4 seasons.
Yeah.
And I do 10 episodes per season.
Yeah. And moving forward, what plans do you have for it? Do you have would you like to maybe pitch it to like a big platform?
100%.
Or like, what plans do you have for it moving forward in the
So
future?
my plans for Growing Pains is always being for it to get on television. We're being close a couple of times. But like I said earlier, it's about, does it fit this particular platform? Because when you go to certain platforms, they want it to fit their target audience. They want it to fit like their glove. And it's a lot of, let's say, compromise. And I don't really want the show to change the essence of what it is. The people that have been interested in it, they wanted to change it, and I didn't really understand why change it if you liked it. So I've had to battle, and I've lost a lot of the time, but I feel like the right time and the right platform, it will get there. My aim is to get it on television. It's just what platform, I don't know yet.
Yeah. Do you like, what does success mean to you in general?
Success for me,
Yeah.
That's a good question. Success for me is, in terms of television, is to have a show of mine that is reoccurring throughout the year. So you know how everyone gets excited for Power every year. I would love for people to see my show once a year come on and be excited for it to keep coming back. And that's what success is to me.
Yeah. And like for the rest of, and even like for the rest of this year, like, is there any like any new projects maybe people should like look out for or whatnot? Like, what's happening like, for the rest of the year?
Right now, I am open to receiving scripts. So I've had a few scripts being sent to me, and I'm helping other writers create their short films. For me, there's Growing Pains season 5, which I'm working on at the moment. I'm writing it at the moment. Should be filming it at the beginning of next year. I'm also pitching a lot. So right now, I've worked a lot with doing stuff by myself on zero budget. Now I'm ready to kind of see if I can get on television. So there's a lot of pitching behind the scenes going on.
Yeah. And within this industry, like, obviously we all get inspired by different people, innit? Within industries that we want to be a part of.
Yeah.
Like, who's your inspiration? Like, which kind of like that movie directors or whatnot do you look up to within, and it could be in America, around the world.
It's always America.
Yeah, not just in the UK.
Yeah, it's always America. I'm not gonna lie. Like,
who inspires you?
My journey is very similar to Issa Rae, because she had a web series as well.
Bigger up.
Awkward Black Girl, and look where she is now. I like, a lot of British people, like Noel Clarke. He opened so many doors. As much as, like, obviously he's getting a lot of backlash at the moment.
He is.
He did open a lot of doors, and I know he gets frustrated that no one kind of rates that, but he did. Who else is there in England at the moment? Oh, Michaela Cole. Yeah. How can I forget Michaela Cole? She's and you know what, her strategy, I don't know if it was strategy, but the way she kicked the door in with chewing gum. She started with a comedy, and then she's done really serious series after, like I May Destroy You. She, like, it's like she didn't show her best straight away. She just got in, and that's really what my plan is. I have so many great ideas and bigger, complex, more challenging kind of series in my laptop that I'm just waiting for the right opportunity, right time to show.
Yeah. And you see, when it comes to pitching, like shows, series, like we said earlier about patience, innit, and whatnot.
I've got
like
none.
Yeah, I know. Even you said like earlier, once again, like you got no patience. Yeah. So in the work that you do, like how do you cut through then? How do you still navigate through this industry?
So that's what I mean. I feel like I have to balance. So you have to balance giving the internet content whilst in the background still pitching what you want to put on television. I said, television has a certain format that you have to adhere by. Otherwise, they're not going to take it. And then there's the internet to keep still having your name out there, keep building on your skills. Otherwise, you're just going to like lose it in a way. Like you want to keep showing people what you can do with zero. And then, yeah, imagine what you do with like a big budget.
Yeah. Am I naive to say, like, obviously we've got a lot of footballers, a lot of music artists who are making obviously big money within the UK, and they come from some of them obviously come from like our backgrounds or whatnot, but obviously they've been successful, like I said, in music, in football. When we talk about budget, once again, I had this conversation with somebody and I'm thinking like giving people budget to shoot whatever they want to do and whatnot, like, isn't there like something some of these footballers can do to help, or like, because they're part of the culture, like we said, some of them are part of the mandem, footballers with big money, like I keep on saying, music, whatever. Like a lot of these guys, cool, they make big money, but in terms of like giving back to certain people like you guys and whatnot to actually create more things, you know. To
do you know any footballers that you could hook me up with, or?
I wish I did. I wish I did.
No, but
like, just looking at it, like,
I hear what you're saying. They do have money, but do they care about, like, they don't have a passion for this, so they're going to put their money in somewhere that they know it can grow and somewhere else. So I think that we need to maybe collab with more brands, like maybe car companies, maybe drink companies, who maybe can also get their product within our film, and then it complements each other. Footballers with lots of money, they don't really care. They're not going to give a shit, really, are they?
Yeah.